Good morning, televiewers of my Media Prime Television. It's another beautiful day, and you're on to your favorite bilingual program, The Brief, dedicated to the review of striking headlines in the papers. On today's edition of the program, the newspapers are telling us that or questioning what the PMs or Anglophone PMs have done for their regions of origin for the past 30 consecutive years that we've had Anglophones at the Star Building. This morning, the Guardian Post is questioning and asking what they have done as the region is still plagued with so much underdevelopment, as we are told, as a result of so many other issues happening in that part of the country, and the various prime ministers that have headed that position have not done anything, according to what the Guardian Post newspaper is telling us. A lack of potable water, electricity, bad road networks is still something that is visible in the two English-speaking regions of the country. Meanwhile, for the past 30 years, we've had Anglophones at the helm of the Star Building. We shall tell you more in this edition of Press Review Press Review this morning on The Brief, my Media Prime Television. Bomotonguina, Gwladys is always here, and let's find out from her what she gathered in the French language newspaper. Bonjour Gwladys.
Bonjour Lasha. Bonjour à vous et au plaisir de vous retrouver pour cette autre édition de Deux Briefs, votre émission bilingue de revue de presse sur ma Media Prime Télévision. Alors ce matin pour la presse francophone, nous commençons avec le quotidien Eco-News qui nous parle de la grève des employés d'Isacam à Yaoundé. En effet, les employés d'Isacam sont en grève dans la ville de Yaoundé, profitant donc du dysfonctionnement dû au manque d'approvisionnement en gasoil. Les employés de l'agence Isacam de la ville de Yaoundé ont lancé le lundi 25 avril une grève de revendication. Malgré l'intervention des inspecteurs du travail, ils n'ont pas levé leur barricade placée à l'entrée de la dite agence. Les détails sont donc en page 5 de ce journal Eco News ce matin. Mesdames, Messieurs, nous poursuivons ce matin avec la nouvelle expression qui nous parle ici d'un secret sur la longévité au pouvoir. Le journal intitule en grand titre les secrets du président Paul Biya. Le docteur Aristide Nomo, qui a fait l'autopsie du régime du renouveau, énumère les astuces sur lesquelles le meilleur élève de la France s'appuyait pour lancer au président français François Hollande en visite éclair au Cameroun. Les détails sont en page 4 de ce journal La Nouvelle Expression ce matin. En page 2, le journal nous parle de l'éducation de base, la grogne qui continue. En effet, certains instituteurs continuent avec le mouvement OTS. On a trop supporté de craies mortes dans certains établissements, particulièrement dans la ville de Yaoundé. Les détails sont donc en page 3 de ce journal La Nouvelle Expression ce matin. En page 4, le journal nous parle de chefferie traditionnelle au Cameroun, les manœuvres suspectes des autorités camerounaise, pour parler ici du conflit à la chefferie de Bangou. Mesdames, Messieurs, nous poursuivons ce matin avec le journal Le Financier d'Afrique qui nous parle, lui, de lutte contre le chômage au Cameroun. En effet, 167 000 emplois ont été offerts par des entreprises portières de la ville de Douala. C'est ce que révèle l'étude de l'impact du port de Douala sur l'économie locale et nationale, réalisée en collaboration avec l'Institut national de la statistique. Ces emplois génèrent une masse salariale de 495,2 milliards de francs CFA. Les détails sont donc en page 2 de ce journal Le Financier d'Afrique. En page 5, le journal nous parle du climat des affaires au Cameroun, la création d'entreprises en 48 heures. Mesdames, Messieurs, nous continuons ce matin avec le journal Info au matin qui nous parle, lui, de gestion des réfugiés centrafricains. John Gouté, Premier ministre du Cameroun, recommande des réponses fortes et optimales. En effet, il a présidé cette réunion représentant ici le chef de l'État, son Excellence Paul Biya, à la conférence ministérielle régionale sur les solutions des déplacés, centrafricains, réfugiés centrafricains au Cameroun. Les détails sont donc en page 7 de ce journal Info Matin ce matin. Mesdames, Messieurs, nous continuons ce matin avec le journal La Météo qui nous parle ici d'un deuil. La presse nous révèle que Amam Dienda n'est plus. Il est décédé. Le directeur de la publication du Tri hebdomadaire est décédé hier soir. Mesdames, Messieurs, nous clôturons ce matin avec l'info à chaud qui nous parle à sa page 3 de la célébration de la fête du travail 1er mai 2022. Le journal nous révèle qu'il n'y aura pas de défilé pour ce 1er mai 2022. C'est ici, mesdames, messieurs, que nous arrêtons pour les titres en langue française. Place aux titres en langue anglaise avec toi, Lasha.
Thank you, Bomotonguina, Gwladys. Let's kickstart this morning with the Lone English Daily, the Guardian Post newspaper. The Guardian Post this morning is asking what have Northwest and Southwest benefited from Anglophone PMs in 30 years. The paper goes ahead to tell us that Anglophones, despite occupying the post of PM for 30 uninterrupted years, and having headed the strategic ministries of public works, water and energy, still lack potable water, good road networks and electricity in the northwest and southwest regions of the country. And for 30 long years, Anglophones have held the position of Prime Minister, but they have continued to see their regions, northwest and southwest, wallow in stagnation, suffering under the weight of bad roads, lack of basic social amenities such as water and electricity. In the 90s, when the country was being rocked by a political upheavals orchestrated by the coming into place coming into the political scene of Social Democratic Front Party, the SDF, which had a majority Anglophone followership. President Paul Biya on April 9, 1992 appointed Simon Achidi Achu, an Anglophone, as Prime Minister of the Republic of Cameroon. The move was seen by political pundits as an attempt by President Paul Biya to pacify rising Anglophone anti-regime sentiments. More details on page 3 of this edition of the said newspaper. And since 1992, Anglophones have headed the Star Building successfully for over 30 years. And as you can see on your screen, those are the faces who have been the prime ministers of Cameroon since 1992, beginning with Simon Achidi Achu when multipartism came to Cameroon, and followed by Peter Mafani Musonge, Inoni Ephraim, and then we have also Philip Muyang, and now Chief Dr. Joseph Diongute for the past 30 years, and the region is still underdeveloped, as we are told. The reason why the Guardian Post newspaper is questioning this morning what the Northwest and Southwest regions have benefited from Anglophone PMs in 30 years. You can read more on the analysis of the Guardian Post newspaper on page 3 of this edition of the said newspaper. Let's talk about CDC workers who have threatened strike over 27 months on paid salaries or irregular salaries. Workers of the Cameroon Development Corporation, CDC, according to the paper, have threatened an indefinite strike action over 27 months of irregular salary payments. And the threat from the disgruntled workers is contained in a petition addressed to the Southwest Governor, Bernard Okalia Bilai. The letter dated April 18, a copy of which the Guardian Post newspaper stumbled on, is signed by members of a group known as Coalition of CDC Workers. More details in the emotional or concerning the emotional letter addressed to the governor of the Southwest region only in this edition of the said newspaper. And the political party MRC of Professor Maurice Kamto has dragged 8 newspapers to the National Communication Council. We are told by the said newspaper that those newspaper publish unverified information, and information that was meant to tarnish the image of the party. Reason why the party is dragging these media organs to the National Communication Council, the media regulatory body of the country. More details in this edition of the said newspaper. On to this other newspaper, the Herald Tribune. Herald Tribune is focusing on the 47th Plenary Assembly of Bishops of Cameroon. Catholic bishops raise alarm over price hikes and social injustice in the country. The bishops of Cameroon are meeting in Yaoundé, as we are told by the newspaper, for the 47th Plenary Assembly. The meeting started on Monday, April 25, and will end on Saturday, April 30. During the opening ceremony, the current chairperson of the National Episcopal Conference of Cameroon, Abraham Kome, who happens to be the Bishop of Bafang, on behalf of his peers, lamented on the high prices of basic commodities being experienced by the population across the national territory. The bishops recall that in their last seminar in Gaoundere, they already noted some elements which make life so difficult in Cameroon. More details on page 3 of this edition of the Set newspaper. We take you to the Post-Weekender. The Post-Weekender newspaper this morning is focusing on the resolution of the Anglophone crisis. This time around, the paper is questioning if Francophone elites blackmail pushing Diongute on another unrealistic venture. Diongute, who chaired or who is one of those who were behind the All-Indian Conference, which held at the Mundemba Council Hall. That was over the weekend. And do elites have the capacity to end crisis through divisional conference? That's another question the Post-Weekender is asking this morning. Liberia's major national dialogue, Diongute's Indian Peace Conference, holds without representatives of the evil boys even to Cameroonians who are seeking asylum in the UK. And this is coming after the United States of America. Okay, Maitre, we begin this morning with what is happening just after the end of AFCON. We are told that 89 buses are missing, and a media concern.
Article 5 sub 2 is the person who has the power is the president and the parliament of the country. When I see